guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Lovely by Billie Eilish. And for the basics of this song, you'll need a guitar in standard tuning and you won't need a capo. Now, if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to improve in guitar in general, then check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so I'm going to start by teaching you the finger-picked riff that you can use in the verses. If this is too difficult, then you can skip to the easy verse that I teach you later in the lesson. For the finger-picked verse, I'll teach you two different ways as well of fretting the positions. The first method requires using your thumb, and that's the ideal method, but for some, I know that might be difficult, so I'll teach an alternative in a sec. So for our first position, ring finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And you'll take your thumb and you'll reach over the top to fret down on the 8th fret of the 6th string. Now you don't need to reach your thumb over a crazy amount, just enough to get a hold of that 6th string and to push it down. So this is our first position based off a C chord. So what we're going to do is basically just alternate between the 3rd and 2nd strings again and again with our index and middle. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for this first bar. But what we'll also do on the very first pluck is we'll pinch the 6th and 3rd strings together. So with your thumb and index finger, you'll pluck 2 strings and then continue on with the alternating picking of the index and middle. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for the second bar, we're just continuing on. There's no pinch at the start though. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now for the third bar, we're going to continue on with that alternating picking pattern, but our starting pinch will be with the open 6th string. So you can release your thumb at this point and pinch the open 6th and 3rd string. And for the final position, this is based around a B minor. So you're going to take your index finger and bar it across the 7th frets of the 3rd and 2nd string, and your thumb will reach over the top to fret the 7th fret of the 6th string. And again, we're just alternating between the 3rd and 2nd strings. But for the first pluck of this bar, we'll pinch the 6th and 3rd together. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's it for the main verse riff, which you can use in the intro, which sounds like this. And this is the first method of doing it. I'll teach you another way in a moment. Now there is a variation to this that you can play, which sounds really, really nice, and it adds in an extra note here. So for this variation, our first bar is identical to our regular pattern. So nothing changes here for this first bar. For this second bar though, we're going to have our index finger here ready on the 7th fret of the 1st string. So for the second bar, the first 4 plucks are just alternating between 3rd and 2nd. So. But then for the last 4 plucks, we'll go up to the 1st string, 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd. So the second bar. Now for the 3rd bar, we're basically plucking the same strings, but we have a pinch at the start. So we're going to start by pinching the open 6th string and 3rd string, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. So the 3rd bar. And then for the final bar, we're going to bar our index finger across the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. And we're going to reach over with our thumb for that 7th fret. And the picking pattern is the same. So we're going to start with a pinch, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. So the final bar. And that's the variation, which in total will sound like this. Okay, so if using your thumb is too difficult for this riff, then you can actually fret it like this. So first shape, we have our ring and middle finger down like usual, but our index finger will reach up to hit that 8th fret of the 6th string. Again, we're going to constantly be alternating between the 3rd and 2nd string again and again at 8th notes. And we'll start by pinching the 6th and 3rd strings on this first bar. 1, the second bar, continue on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And for the third bar, we just lift out your next finger and we pinch with the open 6th string. And then for this final bar, what we'll do is we'll slide our ring finger down to the 7th fret, pinky comes onto the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and your index can come up to the 7th fret of the 1st string. And again, we'll start with a pinch and then continue alternating. So that's the second method of fretting this verse riff, which sounds like this. At the playthrough at the end of this lesson, I'll be using the version with my thumb, but you can use the version with your index finger playing the bass note if you want. Okay, so now let's get to the easy verse, which is also the main progression of the song. So it's really, really simple. There's just a C chord and then an E minor chord. So from the C chord, keep your middle finger where it is, lift everything else and put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So that's E minor, and then we have a B minor chord. So for the B minor, index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, ring and pinky fingers on the 4th frets of the 4th and 3rd string, and middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And if you can, bar that index finger so it's hitting that 2nd fret of the 1st string. So you don't want that 6th string to ring out either when you're playing a B minor, so you can lightly touch that 6th string with your index finger as you're barring. So it's a B minor. Our simple strumming pattern goes like this: down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you're going to play that once for each of the chords you see below. So the easy verse would sound like this, but we also use this in the pre-choruses as well. If that B minor is too difficult for you, here's a couple of tips. The first one is that you could just try focusing on the top 2 or 3 strings, so the power chord of the B minor. That will give you 70 to 80% of the sound of the full B minor. It will sound just as good. The other alternatives that you can play a B minor 7, which looks like this. So index and middle on the 2nd frets of the 5th and 3rd, and then ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So this is an alternative to the B minor. So this is a B minor 7, which would sound like this. That's the main progression that actually gets played throughout the entire song. So you can use that in the verses and the pre-choruses and the choruses if you wanted to. But in the choruses, things actually drop down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strum the C, hold it out for 2 bars, and then hit the E minor and the B minor and hold that out for a bar each. So in the choruses, I would do this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the only other thing to really consider is the break just after the first chorus. It's just 2 bars of the C chord. So you can just pluck that main riff for the first 2 bars if you want. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Or you can just strum the C chord and hold it out for 2 bars. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here. Or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitarzerotohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.